I like them waves. Those smiles. All right, I'm gonna jump right in, and we're gonna get to toasting and sipping with rap and mimosas.
I'm excited to be here.
Mimosa, these bars in the holster. Pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster. Women who can rap make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit, y'all know what it is. It's time to rap, and mimosas.
Woo! And we are back.
I love that intro.
Thank you. I wrote it in the car on the way to the studio with the help of Chris. Chris helped me. I was telling him the rhythm I wanted. I came up with the first half. He came up with the second.
I love it.
Welcome, everyone, to Rap and Mimosas, okay? Today, I am joined by the lovely, beautiful...
Lena.
Okay. All right. And for those who have not met Lena before, don't follow Lena. Lena, why don't you tell people about yourself?
Well, my name is Lena. I am newly engaged.
Woo! Girl, show the ring. Put the ring closer. Put the ring.
You see that bling bling every time I come around your city. Anyways, I work in healthcare. I have been working in healthcare for about 14 and a half years. I am a fitness enthusiast. I gave up meat. I'm very interested in foods and trying new things. So I'm really excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you back. Okay, so little known fact, well, for some people, Lena was my very, very, very first guest. I had not done this yet. And I was like, hey, would you come on the podcast? She's like, sure. I would love to come on the podcast. Welcome. Right? So I'm so happy to have her back because she is really good at everything. So she can rap. Okay, she got bars upon bars upon bars. She ain't scarred. All right.
Period.
She can rap. She can act. Okay. She is a twerk enthusiast. Okay.
That
you know what
true.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
She could teach a class. All right. And on top of that, she's one of those people that's super intelligent on a variety of topics, and they can all be very random.
Okay.
Very random. But Lena be knowing. So today we're talking about sexual energy. And I'm specifying that because it's not just to talk about sex in the scheme of just sex, right? Today we're talking about, honestly, sexual energy and what can sexual energy do, right? Because sexual energy is super powerful. And sex with yourself, okay, also works. All right. Oh, thank you, Dre. He said it's always great watching y'all work together.
Oh, thank you.
So just keep that in mind, y'all. We talking about sex, and that's with yourself, okay? Because some people, everybody ain't engaged like Miss Lena, okay? So I be okay? I be zizzing, okay, myself, all right? But creating and manifesting through sexual energy. Mm-hmm. So, Lena, why don't you? I have a question. I'll say it this way: when you think of sexual energy, what do you think of? What does it make you think of?
So when I think of sexual energy, I think of this mass of this big ball of mass of unlimited possibilities, right? Because you literally, with sex, you can draw things to you. And I think a lot of the times people don't realize that when we're just having casual sex, sometimes, which is great. Sometimes when you're trying to manifest things, you can draw good things to you, and you can also draw really negative, dark things to you. So for me, it's more so even sex with yourself, which of course, that's still a thing. I do have a partner, and it's still something that I do. It's still a part of things that I do for myself as well. And I'm sure he would say the same. But as far as the biggest thing is manifesting. You can use sex with yourself for manifesting. Your orgasms literally can manifest. That's why you have to be very aware of what you're thinking of in that moment. When you are having sex with yourself. And that even ties into, you ever hear people now, like I was a porn addict. Like I'm not an addict, but I like watching porn, right? And I think what started leading me to kind of like question how much I watch porn was because I realized that I was thinking of someone else versus myself, and I would orgasm and it would be empty. But when I realized, I started putting like things that I wanted to do in my mind when I'm getting ready to orgasm, that your orgasm is such a grand energy that you literally can bring positive things to yourself, or things that you have on your checkoff list to yourself. So that's how I see sexual energy. What about you?
So sexual energy, when I think of sexual energy, I think of fun. I think of almost like the sun, right?
Yes, I can picture that.
Like sexual energy, and not just the act of sex, but the energy that you're creating with yourself or with another person. It's like the sun is like vibrant and bright. It's hot. Ooh, bring a little heat, might make you sweat. And then on top of that, at the same time though, like it can be a welcoming experience, because it could be a sunset, a sunrise, depending on all of these different aspects. So for me, I think of that. And, it wasn't until it was last year that I really started to practice with the art of sexual energy. Excuse me. Oh, Lord, the champagne done got me. Okay, it wasn't until last year that I really started to think of the sexual energy in a sense of manifestation. Because for a while, and I think last year was like a pivotal year in like my mental health, as well as like really like pushing forward. But for a while, like when it came to sex or sexual energy, there was a block for me. Like I would check out even with myself. And it's this idea of like you want to be present in the moment, but I would be like gone sometimes in La La Land. I would leave my body mentally. So I became like super focused on being able to be in the moment, enjoy the moment, and like relish in exactly what was happening, the feelings, the experiences, everything. So
It's that champagne.
like, Lord, y'all excuse me if you're listening or watching post. I'm so sorry. Okay, but one of the things I really got into was this idea of romancing myself more.
Yes.
To bring myself into the present. So that would be, everything from the music I play to, what I would say to myself beforehand, lighting some smells. Like I try to keep my house smelling good on a regular basis.
It smells good in here, y'all.
Thank you. I work really hard, okay? And, I always have incense burning in here, and I'm intentional even with the scents I get. So certain scents I get represent like abundance and money. Certain scents I get represents the relaxation. And I do that, and even when I shower by candlelight. And sometimes you get in the bed, you gotta kind of put your mind in certain places. I was never really that big into porn. Like I could see it, every blue moon, and it's like, okay, it's there.
It's a little exciting here and there.
Yeah, just a little razzle dazzle, a little sprinkle. But it was never that big for me, so I was always more of an imagination person, but now I actually have created like this other world of where I'm going to be in a couple of years. Like I know what my land looks like. I'm always in my she shed, okay? And there's water somewhere close. It's either a lake or it's it's not a lake. It might be the beach, or maybe I'll have a little bit of both. Maybe it's the lake and a pond. I don't know. Either way it go, I picture all of these different aspects when I meditate. And for me, I think that's the other thing, that when you're creating sexual energy, it's an act of meditation.
It is. It definitely is.
Because you should be prayerfully, hopefully, right, having it. And I'm speaking from the by yourself method, because that's what I've been using for the last.
By yourself
yes,
method?
the by myself method. Okay, I've been using that for quite some time. And so a lot of times I have to go into a nice mental zone while I have everything around me. I like my house to be clean. All of that stuff matters. A lot of times, you can't manifest in filth. You can't, and filth could be like
you
what
can amplify
consume.
the filth as well.
I can't do nothing in the dirt and dirtiness. I don't be understanding people be having sex in dirt. I can't do it. I can't. I really can't.
Like the Jason's lyric scene.
I can't do it in the dirt. I'm paranoid too. You know, vaginas can be sensitive. Next thing you know, you got a UTI or BV or yeast infection because he done touch you with his dirty fingers. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm okay. You know, we could be a little romantic in something else with the dirt over there. But yeah, you got to set the mood. That's
you know
it.
what? You know what's so crazy is when in my like mid 20s, mid to late 20s, I started, because I don't remember very much of my sex life prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it had a lot to do with me shutting down during sex. Like, I never enjoyed sex like as a leisure, something that I oh my gosh, I wanted. Like, it was never like that for me. Like it was very rarely that it would kind of feel good, but I didn't know my body. I didn't know, you know, and to be that young, I wasn't taught. I wasn't, you know, those things. And it was one day someone asked me, like, do you touch yourself? And I was like, touch myself? Like, you know, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I do the zzz, you know, but I was just like, touch myself. Like, why would I like touch myself? And it was like you have to be sensual with yourself. You got to take care of yourself, like in the sense of how you want a man to take care of you. And I was like, and that's when it clicked for me. And I was like, you know what? I started dancing in the mirror, naked, and doing things like that. And those things are so powerful. And you, and then when I started doing that, I realized that I didn't want to share my body with just anybody. And especially, even if it was casual sex, it wasn't, for me, in my mind, I was like, I don't want to just have casual sex with somebody that's an idiot. Like, I don't want that to rub off on me, you know? Or somebody that's like so troubled, and I don't want that to rub off on me. So long as even if there was no relationship or anything in that realm, for me, I was like, okay, I would do it with this particular person, because they are emotionally stable. They are not battling, you know, it'd be like battling demons.
Yes.
I hate that type. Y'all gotta get y'all shit together. If y'all think that y'all finna be battling demons and just want to sleep with women, go take care of yourself.
But that's something important too, because I've had, and this is before I started to really focus on my sexual energy, I've had a partner, and when we would, you know, finish our intimacy, I would feel burdened. I would feel heavy. Yeah. I would feel just really messed up for days. I would feel like that, and I'd have to go through all of the sage in the world, okay, and all of the meditation in the world, and I would feel so low, and I couldn't understand why until I really we were having conversations, and I was like, he has a weird energy towards women in general, in the sense of like, oh, women are players too, and women break hearts, and da-da-da. Like, that was a lot of his philosophy when we would have certain conversations, and I realized he had a lot of hurt within him that he was not ready to fully, you know, deal with or had dealt with at that time. So even though he wasn't a horrible person, his energy was just bad. And
it rubbed off on you. You would feel it. It was like a transfer
of energy, because he would leave and he was jovial, he was lighthearted, he'd be cracking jokes and stuff, and I'm just like,
and he transferred that all to you.
Like, it's like a dumping ground. I think sometimes as women, I don't think we always realize that we are like, in a sense, a healing center, and this belief may not work with everyone, but just the act alone of like, when we're in our abundance and our happiness, you know how they say, when, you know, if we go stereotypically, the old sayings of how women make a home and women do this, and that's like, it's because naturally we're nurturing. That includes our vaginas. Our vaginas are these nurturing, you know, places where a man can come.
You know, a double entendre.
Okay, but a man can come and like be able to rest and be, in a sense, in another vulnerable state, right? He's vulnerable when he sleeps, but he's also vulnerable in the state of orgasm, in the state of intimacy, right? And you're being vulnerable with me in one of the most intimate acts that we can do together. And because of the fact that we're a healing center, we have to, one, keep our vibrations high for ourselves first, but also be really careful on who we're sharing our energy with, because sometimes when I think back to me in like an earlier relationship, my vibration, his vibration was low, our vibration was low together, so therefore it wasn't the highest, of sexual energy that we could have. However, when you are both operating at a high frequency, right, I think what's so beautiful is in the act of exchanging energy together, you leave, and it's like leave relieved, you leave feeling happy, you leave feeling clear. And now that I'm older, it's men that I know who fine as hell. Oh Lord Jesus, they fine. Okay, but the issue I've encountered with a lot of men is like poor mental health practices, right? Which sucks. It really sucks, because unfortunately no one can help your mental health but you.
Very true.
And like they'll be fine and they could have all these other great qualities, but I know that you're battling depression. I see it. And when we have certain intimate conversations, I'm not going to beat you up for being in a bad mental space, but you're not seeking help, or you have not yet found someone that was, the best person. So then it's like, I know that no matter how fine I am,
well, you fine too, girl.
Thank you. But no matter how fine he is, right, with the space that you're in, I can never get past a certain level of intimacy with you, because it will be disrespectful to myself to lay with you in that manner, And y'all can chime in the chat, those who are here, have y'all ever had intimacy of like, whether it's full out sex or anything like that, and someone's vibration that was negative rubbed off on you? Like, feel free to chime in.
You feel heavy. And also, a lot of the time we discuss now, I guess I think the wool has been pulled off of a lot of people's eyes, but a lot of times we don't discuss healing from that. Like when you're a person that has always been like a constant dumping ground for men who laid their burdens down on you, and then you're carrying that on your spirit, on your shoulders, in your life, how to come out of that? What do you think are tools to actually come out of that, to be able to heal, to have like a great sexual energy, sexual aura around yourself?
Isolation. I think the first thing, because for me, I remember I dated one guy that I dated off and on for the time I was like 21 to like 25. He told me, he was just like, I think you have an issue with being alone. And in my mind, I was like, no, I don't. And, I would go back and forth. He says, no, I'm serious. Like, I don't think that you can be, or that you want to be alone, or that you stick to being alone for long. Even in the times that we weren't together, I might end up talking to somebody. So, I thought about it and I realized I did have issues with being alone. And with that, not spending enough time with myself, how can I know what type of partner is going to work best for me if I'm not spending time with myself? So it wasn't until after I left teaching and I ended up moving into a studio that I lived by myself. I would go to bed by myself, right, on a consistent basis. And, I didn't date for almost a year. And I was able to learn more about me, and I realized a lot of the things that I needed to work on to make myself a better person for me. I was like, damn, I don't ask the right line of questions when dating. For myself to feel comfortable as a person, as a woman. And here I am being intimate with someone who I don't fully know in the manner that would be best beneficial for me as a person and what works for me. So I would say the first thing is always going to be isolation, because clearly you've been picking men from a certain place, and a lot of times we're like, when you haven't spent time by yourself, and God forbid everyone has some type of childhood trauma, right? And if you're not working on it or being, actively seeking to understand it and nurture that part of yourself, a lot of times we're picking partners from a trauma-based space. Right? So if I'm still sitting in my trauma, I'm one of those people that struggle to be alone by myself, right? For myself. And then here it is, a guy sees me, he thinks I'm attractive. And a lot of times, even if the man wasn't necessarily right for me, if we spent enough time together, I'd be like, okay, no, we can make it work. Right? Yeah. And then I drained myself. I was draining myself energetically. I was draining myself sexually. I was draining myself financially. Right. So it was just a lot of different things going on. And it wasn't until I spent some time in isolation to reflect, really had a great team of mental health experts around me, that I really have gotten better, I'll say, with looking at, potential partners energetically for me in a romantic and in a sexual manner.
Yeah.
Dre laughing. What are you laughing at? Probably when I said broke ass. What about you?
I would agree with the isolation. I had been prior to my fiance now, I was single for 3 years, but before that I was always in a relationship. So I was not used to being alone at all. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I was in a relationship. He convinced me, because I had an apartment and one of my sisters was living with me too. And so I decided that I was going to get a 1-bedroom apartment. Uh-huh. And then that was my first time in my life living like completely alone, So during that moment, during that time in my life, I made a whole bunch of mistakes, and I kind of was just kind of navigating without any direction. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like trying to figure things out. And what happened to me was during that time, I had told myself, I said, you know what? The guy who I was with at that time, by this time 6 years had passed, and we were together. We were together for 6 years at this point, on and off. And then I was just like, yo, I'm at this point, I met this person. I was 23 at this time. I'm like, 30? And I was like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like I wasted too much of my valuable time, and I didn't realize how valuable my time was. But during that last year of our relationship, the last 2 years, I literally was going on walks by myself. Mm-hmm. I was grounding, and this was before I even knew what grounding mm-hmm. was. I would literally walk to the park. They had, I lived in downtown Hollywood, so I would walk to the Circle Park, and they would have food trucks explosion. I would take my shoes off and walk in the park with no shoes on. Mm. So I didn't know, and in the grassy areas, I didn't know what that was, but my spirit led me to that. And then shortly after that, I started doing yoga, stuff like that. And I started dancing in the mirror. I started, it was just this whole, aha moment for me, because I'm like, yo, I finally opened up my eyes. I felt like I was asleep, that whole relationship. I was just trying to, get somebody to love me, be good to me. I'm good to you. Why you can't be good to me? And for a while, I had so much resentment towards that relationship, because I felt like I wasted so much of my time. Mm-hmm. So when I finally I had to take responsibility for myself, because I did allow a lot of things to happen, to transpire in that relationship. But also, that relationship is the reason why I had a low tolerance when it came to, that's why I didn't get into another relationship. Of course, I was dating guys that were like, I want to be in a relationship with you. And I was like, my idea of what I want in a partner, you do not have. Mm-hmm. And I had to be honest like that. And that came from a healing place, mm-hmm. right? So
I'm quite sure you hurt some egos, though.
Oh yeah, I think I told you the story.
Yeah, you're talking about that one.
So that, for me, I knew what I wanted already, because I had healed myself. I was taking Epsom salt baths. I was soaking. I was speaking to my spiritual advisor. I was doing all these things that were necessary, and then of course, once you fully heal that area of your life, and even your womb space. Yeah. Your womb space carries some of the most powerful energy you can ever imagine. So even me healing that literally brought me to a point of, okay, I knew when I met my man that I didn't, I thought I was going to play around and have fun, but it one day it sat with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I see a future with this person. I literally see myself being a mother. I didn't picture that with nobody in the past. I literally picture myself, I'm doing shit that I wouldn't do before. I'm coming home cooking dinners. Who the fuck are you? But this was And this was not something he requested of me.
It's something you wanted to
do. This is something that I feel I take pride in. Like, I want to come home and cook. But that came from a place of me healing my womb, me healing my sexual, the sexual part of myself. Because I think that was broken because I'm also a sexual assault survivor. So that part is extremely important with healing yourself, your womb space. And even I can tell I was healed when people were saying, like, you got like this sexual energy about you. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I guess that was me in my natural form. Like, that's just, I am naturally a sexual person. And once I was healed, you were able to see it, like, clearly.
You know what's crazy? I'm so goofy, in case y'all didn't know. And, you know, the funny thing is, as of lately, especially because I'm like, well, before, you know, people would tell me, you know, that I carry like a natural sexual energy. I'm just like, me? Rough old me? Right? And then, but recently, especially like going through like my therapy, I have no choice but to spend ample time alone because I live, you know, I live with a dog. And a 9mm and another dog. Ra-ta-ta-ta. But yeah, so it's just like, it's one of those things where your energy does change and amplify. And that dancing in the mirror thing, I started taking pole dancing classes. That's been something that
you've been doing a good job.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job. You doing a good job, girl. You doing a good job.
But I took pole dancing classes, and that got me really in my body and started to recenter me more in my feminine. Granted, it hurts, but it really was like good because once I felt like I mastered something, I felt like, damn, I feel sexy doing this. You know, I feel like I look good. I work out consistently because in my mind, I want to be a MILF and a GILF. I want to go from a mother to a grandmother that you would like. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mindset is to be healthy, to be sexy for the rest of my life. And then I just enjoy the hell out of me. Like, I make myself laugh all day. I'm hilarious. Like, sometimes I'm driving in the car and I tell myself a joke in my head. And I'll start laughing. I'm like, damn, yo. Yesterday I was talking to my, I have a male mentor, which is another thing I would say is really good for women, especially like my relationship with my father, not the best. And even like, not just from childhood, but from adulthood, you know, there's been certain things that have transpired. So I sought out things that I felt I needed. Like, my spirit said, you need to be around a positive male influence because you've seen a lot of negative male influence. So I am very strategic, even in my friendships with men. There are some men I just cannot entertain in friendship because I've already experienced toxic. I don't even need a toxic male friend. But I was talking to my male mentor and I said a joke yesterday, and then mind you, he's just listening to me, and I said something, I think it was another like double entendre moment, and then I was like, I said, I'm so funny. I'm talking to myself, and I was like, man, why did I say that? Who raised me, yo? And then my mentor's just like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm having a grand time. You're in this conversation too. My bad. So that would definitely be it. So, okay. So you went from, you know, starting with, you know, toxic partners, X, Y, and Z. You start to ground yourself and be in nature, walk barefoot in the grass, like a nice true hippie. Gardening is also great. Anything that really gets you in touch with the earth. Like, sometimes just touching dirt and grass, that thing, it feel good. It's like it just energizes the soil, energizes you. And then now you are in this relationship with Andre. Okay, with Dre. And you are recently engaged. Show them the ring. Show the ring. Show the ring. You gotta show the people the ring. I sound like Martin off that episode where he was telling Gina to keep show the ring. I got your back. I got your back. Show the ring. Show the ring. Show the people the ring. Okay, but so now you're in this new place, this healthy place, and how do you feel your sexual energy from? Do you feel like your sexual energy manifested where you are currently?
It did.
Oh.
It definitely did. My
requesting to join. No one. Okay, carry on.
My sexual energy did play a part in manifesting my partner. So what's what's interesting is, like, I thought that we were gonna be like a little, a little fling, a flingaling, I thought, I thought, because if you got to go back to season 1 and watch the episode,
that first episode,
and you would understand how my relationship kind of started with my partner. But other than that, like, I thought it was gonna be like a little fun thing. We were gonna, enjoy ourselves, and then it came to the point where one day he asked me to be his girlfriend. And what hit me in that moment was, no man has ever asked to be in a relationship with me. It was just always like some caveman shit, like, oh, that's my old lady, and I was like, I guess I am your old lady, I didn't realize how important giving someone permission versus, just saying, well, this person claimed me, so I'm just going to go along with it. And I think a lot of times as women, we do that.
Yeah.
When it comes to not even a part, like, once you're in a relationship, sometimes you allow your man to lead. However, when you are not in a relationship and you are just seeing someone and y'all just dating and they don't even ask you, they just like, because y'all done slept together a few times, like, that's my old lady, I would allow men to do that to me. And that's how I ended up in those long-term relationships prior to. I was never asked permission. So and then we ended up in this, when he asked me to be his girlfriend, and that was another aha moment for me. But then I realized that he wanted to build a life with me. He was putting all these things into play to create a life with me, because we do have an age gap, but he kind of dismissed that whole part of it and just decided, like, okay, this is the woman I want to create a family with. So these are the things that we're going to do. We're going to do this. You're going to move in with me. We're going to, get an apartment. We're going to buy a place. And then, so it just all came together like that. And for a relationship, this is my first time a relationship has ever blossomed in the way that it has.
Because he was very intentional.
Very, very intentional. And it's very important you don't have to be pushy. And that's where your sexual energy comes into play. And that's how powerful it is. You do not have to be pushy to get something that you want from a man. You just stand in your feminine, and basically a real man is going to step up to the plate every time and time again. He's going to, hey, when you're in that feminine energy, he's going to do what he needs to do to create this life with you.
So he wants to. And that's the main key, ladies. Yeah. You gotta want to.
You can't force nobody to do. Men, you cannot force them to do anything that they do not want to do.
But that also goes for women to men too, right? Because as a woman, I can't force a man to do anything, and men can't be forceful either. And trying to, if the woman does not naturally seem very feminine to you, she may not be
or
the woman
submissive to you. That means she doesn't want to submit for you. Submit to you.
And maybe first look at yourself. Make sure you're the type of person who should have that. Because I'm recently, I have like affirmations in my closet, and I have this one that I say I am worthy of, and I list all these traits I want in a partner. But recently I took out what I'm worthy of and I said I am. Right? Okay. So if I say I am worthy of someone who is loyal, family oriented, ambitious, loyal, communicates even when angry, X, Y, and Z, financially abundant, then I said I am.
Yes.
Instead, right? And why? Because I wanted to make sure I'm measuring up to what I say I want at all times. Yeah. So if I said it out loud and something in my gut didn't feel 100% right in that, then I was like, okay, that's a note to myself of something I need to strive to work harder to do and to be for myself, so that whatever I am requiring or say that I'm requiring, I am able to keep. Now, the other thing about sexual energy that I say is that it's fun. It's fun. Sex energy is fun, and cultivating this sexual energy is fun. So what's your fun sexual energy? Like, what, give one little tip technique. Oh yeah, how to put you on the spot. I guess how you make it fun.
like to add, I like to add, certain elements to the situation. It makes it fun. And, that's my something that I enjoy. You understand? Like, so that's something.
That was a very pageant answer.
Yeah, it was. So I like to add to the situation, to amplify it, because all parties involved makes it like super magical if everybody there wants to be there, if that makes any sense. So that's one. I don't mean to put y'all in my burner, but that is that I would say that. And then also we have like lights, like lighting.
Oh, come on, y'all got lights.
Yeah, like, so lighting, music, slow dancing before, those little romantic little things that we kind of add to it, that amplifies it. So I would say stuff like that. Like, I like romance. And it's so crazy because I didn't realize how long I was sitting in my masculine.
Oof.
That I didn't realize how much I truly enjoy being romance. Like that, I see why girls like it.
Girl, I was romancing them.
What?
I was romancing them. I remember there was a guy that I dated. I won't age it just in case anyone on here might know who I'm talking about from that time period. But there was a guy I was dating, and I was young. And in the course of this, I would do like date nights for us, right? Even young, mad young. I would do these date nights, and I would make every date night a new theme, right? So, it could change. One theme I remember was massage night.
Aww.
And I set up his the bedroom to look like a massage parlor or whatever, right? And I did like
that is so adorable. I wish I had like that kind of romanciness.
Listen, but every week or every 2 weeks I would do a different theme. It'd be a surprise, whatever it was. But in my mind, I was thinking, oh, okay, reciprocal romance is great. It is great, but this is the problem. See, this is reciprocity. So in this case, right, after a while, I was just like, I enjoyed doing it, but I was like, damn, like, I ain't never gonna get no surprise. And of course, I was mad young, so a part of it is dating someone who, y'all love languages or something, and he's gonna want to put in that effort. And when we talked about it, he said, oh, well, that's not me. And I was just like, well, I'm not saying you have to do exactly what I do, but it would be nice if you would try to plan something. Yeah. It felt like I was pulling the teeth out of romance this man by 11 times.
You giving me ideas, because I'm not a romantic type of girl.
Listen.
Like, my man is very romantic. I gotta step my game up, obviously. But I would like to do something. That's not something that ever comes to my mind first.
Yeah, pick a theme, pick a theme. And once again, because we're talking about sexual energy, everything that you do before the act, from the way y'all talk to each other, from, even the way you talk to yourself throughout the day is a part of building that intimacy. And then on top of that, like I said, I would create like a whole aura and theme. And I didn't have a lot of fun, but if I could get some little extra things to put in the room and to make it really look like that theme, or if there was a certain food or different things like that, I would want it to look like that. But I have like all this romantic stuff inside of me.
I'm going to call you for some tips. I need
Yeah, I have all this romantic stuff inside of me. But the issue a lot of times is I have dated men who did not ever give me the same energy back.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I was romancing them. Like, I would go above and beyond to really like set it. And it's because I like to do it. So it wasn't that I was looking for it back. But after a while,
that's your thing.
After a while, your spirit's going to want to, if you're pouring. And I also had to learn that I was pouring from a toxic place anyway, because I was giving, right, with this anticipation that they would learn, that I was leading by example, and that they would realize, oh, I should do it back. And at that time, we don't realize people are who people are. Like, you can't. I don't try to change nobody no more. Yeah. Like, so I look at who you are and I'm like, do I like this shit or nah? Like, if I tell them that I don't like it and God forbid it doesn't change, is it a hard limit or nah? Because if it is, I gotta go. If it's not, then I can stay and learn to work with it, or as long as they're making an effort to be mindful of it. But I was out here romancing. I was damn near sugar mama.
Damn.
I was damn near sugar mama.
Yeah. Oh. But you know what? I'm glad you came out of that. But
She said I can't relate. That's crazy.
You know what? I could relate, because in my late teens, early 20s, I was a sugar mama.
Okay.
I was paying the rent by myself.
Ah, damn.
And the car was mine.
Oh.
You know?
No. See, I ain't never lived with a band.
Yeah.
I never lived with I never combined households. I just I like my space, even though I like to be with you. Mm-hmm. And I just always I'm so particular about how I like things. I was just don't live here. Don't live here. Like, I don't want you here. You leave your toothbrush in a funny position. And
it's just like, you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Gotta get,
you know what I'm saying? You want to wear your slides outside and inside.
You gotta pick a side.
You gotta have house shoes, because I don't do shoes in the house. It'd be a lot. So no, it's something I gotta work on. Okay, let's play a game. All right. So I'm gonna say a word. Okay. It's gonna be associated with sexual energy.
Okay.
You gonna end up making up a story, or it could be real life. It could be made up or real life, whatever you prefer. Okay, that deals with the words that you say in the story. It's word association.
Okay.
Okay. So the first word is sex.
Sex. So a girl was coming from the corner store.
Wait. You gotta say what? Okay. Sorry. Word association. It's gonna be multiple words. So I'm gonna say one word. You're gonna tell me what's the first thing you think of. Say the second word. You're gonna say what you think of.
Okay.
Sex.
Coochie eating.
Okay, 2 words. Coochie eating. Okay, all right.
Coochie. Okay, coochie.
Coochie. Okay. Foreplay.
Licking.
Okay. All right. So coochie and licking. All right. Bed.
Lights.
Lights
around the bed.
Oh, okay. All right, so we got coochie, licking, lights, and I probably almost do some Christianity. My sense of humor is dark. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, and Andre.
Man.
Okay, so we have coochie, licking, lights, man. Now you gotta make up a story with those 4 words.
So there was a girl. She really, met a man, and she asked him if he liked coochie licking. Because that was something that she really enjoyed, She really enjoyed having her coochie licked, and, and she liked it with the lights on. Okay. And she liked it with a manly man.
All right. Okay. You told the story. Coochie, licking, lights. Man, you did. Okay. You got them all. Yay! If I had an audience here, they would clap. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to ask you before we get to our wrap, okay, all right, is that we have a lot of women who are now, like, very popular for, like, owning their sexual energy, right? And a lot of times sexual energy and femininity go hand in hand. Yeah. Right? Sexual energy honestly goes with everything. But, so Rihanna is someone who is really renowned for owning her femininity and her sexuality and her sexual energy and how she, like, walks, talks, what she wears. Lori Harvey, right, is also another woman who definitely is in her hypergamous bag, her feminine bag, right, and has this aura. Who else do we have? What's the girl? Pretty girl. Jordan Woods. Okay, is another woman who had that scandal or whatever, but also has bounced back from that, has a man, but is known for being very beautiful, like very like bodied and everything like that. Why do you think that these women, I mean, if we go back in time to Janet Jackson or Madonna, right, why are women so notorious when they own their sexual energy?
I think it's more so, I'm not going to say it's unheard of. I just think when you own your sexual energy, it brings a lot of attention to you. Mm-hmm. Like, whether it's people, whether they know it or not, like, especially like when we were talking about it, like people start drawing themselves to you. Mm-hmm. So I think it's that. And I think a lot of the times, because of the dynamics that we live in a patriarchal system, that basically it gets frowned upon, because of course men don't want to share their women or know that other men have seen their women, and those things play a huge part in why us women, we think they, not even think, we feel as if these women are doing the damn thing, which mm-hmm. they are. They are defying, not even defying odds. Like, they are literally going against the grain of what it means to find and get a man. Mm-hmm. They think that you have to be docile. You can't be seen in public with different men, and these women have, and basically they all have men, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I just think that's the reason why a lot of people, that's why they are, and plus they are beautiful women, mm-hmm. They are the women that a lot of men want to be with. So when people see that, they're like, oh, this is a woman I want to be with. This is, because of her beauty, her looks, her place in society, mm-hmm. makes plays a part as well. So I feel like that's the reason why, like the spotlight is on them, in the sense of them owning who they are as women. Like, basically, how do I put this? When they be like, when women don't settle, mm-hmm. and they go after what they want. Like, they have like men that are making all this money. They have like, what do they call that? What did Kevin say? What Kevin Samuels be saying? A high value. They got high value men, because they are technically high value women in mm-hmm. society. They hold a very high level in society, mm-hmm. Like the Beyoncés of the world. But Beyonce, of course, is married. So
yeah,
what do you feel about that?
Haters be hating. I think that a lot of times, people who find issue with Lori Harvey and the other people who honestly be minding their own pussy business, I think a lot of times it comes from insecurity as well as jealousy. I think, and that goes from men as well. Like, I do think mm-hmm. that there are some men out there who are jealous of women.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I like the idea that, who do you think you are? That I do this and that, but you get to do this and as if women don't have their own trials and tribulations. Like, mm-hmm. someone got to carry the baby. Like, that's no easy task, right? But everyone has their role to play in society, quote unquote, right? And I think that sometimes there are some men who are mad at the idea of it, and I think there are some men who genuinely get jealous of women. Mm-hmm. Then I think that there are some who the women make them feel insecure because they are women that they know they cannot have. So when you can't have something, you belittle it, right? Oh, it's not that big a deal. It's the equivalent of being like, oh, she's not even that bad. Oh, she a hoe anyway, mm-hmm. and this is that. It always goes back to something of that nature. So I think a lot of times it brings out both of those. And then, of course, you have women who are going to hate because they don't feel like they can get or live the same type of life, or that they have the type of body. But I think that insecurity and jealousy flares up in individuals who lack a lot of healing. That's why they feel so compelled to be on their Instagram saying hurtful or trying to hurt their feelings. It's an act of trying to humble someone. Mm-hmm. And that's something I do not get, trying to humble someone to make you feel secure about yourself, or even to make someone feel insecure about themselves. Mm-hmm. And that's because, classic misery loves company. Y'all hit all the points. Beowulf agrees.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Beowulf. I believe he's my frat brother. Put in the chat if he's my frat. Just to make sure I'm thinking about the right person. But yeah, like, a lot of times that's where it comes from. All right. Y'all know what time it is? It's time for rap.
Oh my gosh.
It's time for bars.
The part of the segment that makes me very nervous.
I don't know why she's nervous. She gonna come and body it as she always does.
I appreciate your confidence in me.
Listen, you got bars. She's a rapper.
No.
No. Look, it's just like, go, sister.
Oh, I'm a rusty.
You're not rusty.
We're gonna see if I can stay on track.
Lord
this
Jesus,
time.
I can't pour for anything, right?
Ooh.
It's all right. It's just gonna flood. I almost sang a gospel song. I'm really trying. I'll have to open the flood. I know.
You've been singing like another gospel song ever since I got here. I'm trying to remember what gospel song.
The Lord is in my spirit at all times. Mm-hmm. All right. Are we ready? You got bars ready or no? Are we improving?
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh Lord,
we gonna see. I'm so nervous.
Here go the beat. Oh, hold on, y'all.
Sorry, y'all. You stuck with your biz, get your money, find your tribe, write your business, handle business, big body business, building for your children, staying healthy's the new wealthy, I promise it's gonna give, sis. If you ask me 2019, will I be married in 3 years? I would tell you I don't know, but can he get me in my feelings? Raising ceilings. Can he help my shit together, fund my dealings? Yeah. If you looking for yourself, better look at yourself. Drink your water, eat your sea moss, black sea oil, and mind your business. Grow your business, cause we over here breaking glass ceilings. Yeah. Rap and mimosas. Rap and mimosas.
Hey.
Rap and mimosas.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, man. Okay, I'll try.
Okay, come on.
You're better at this than me. Oh, man. I've been drinking. Oh, man. This thing is creeping up my kidneys in my bloodstream. Oh my gosh, champagne make me sing. Yay. I've been sitting here, I'm rapping, and I think I'm really capping, cause I wanna sing some gospel, cause you know it's in my nostrils. God told me no, so I'm saying okay, yeah. And I'm sitting on the couch doing everything I want, and it's really great to be in my feminine energy. And you know we keep it going, and you know we keep it flowing. Champagne in my glass, orange juice on 2. Hey, what it do?
Hey,
we cute.
Hey.
Yay!
I hope y'all clapping.
It's the way we're clapping for ourselves like elementary students. Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get that off.
All I remember was mumbling at the beginning, but we
pulled it together.
I gathered, all I remember was I was mumbling. I pulled myself together like a ponytail.
Not pull myself together like a ponytail. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone who is watching the show at home. I appreciate you appreciating us. If you're watching this post the live, I still appreciate you watching. Please make sure you share and subscribe. Rapping Mimosas is on YouTube to watch this video and get a replay, as well as my previous videos and last season. And of course, I'm on all streaming platforms. That's Apple, Spotify, Anchor, and whatever else possibly exists out there. I'm pretty sure I'm on it. And with that being said, I'm going to take it back one more time.
Mimosa, these bars in the holster, pouring up a drink, put my name on the poster. Women who can rap make you come a little closer. Step out the whip, drop a tip to my chauffeur. New guest on my list, champagne's by my hips. It's time to get lit. Y'all know what it is. Rap, and mimosas.
Woo! Thanks, guys. See y'all later.